When we left our story, a forgotten boy wandered the windswept plains of the Mongolian steppe, abandoned, hungry, alone. Most children born into such circumstances disappear into history without leaving a trace. But this boy was different. Not because he was stronger, not because he was richer, and certainly not because he was protected. He was different because he refused to surrender. Years passed across the endless grasslands. The harsh child slowly became a determined young warrior. Life on the steppe offered no mercy. Every day was a struggle. Every meal had to be earned. Every alliance had to be won. Every mistake could mean death. Yet while others saw only hardship, the young warrior saw opportunity. He learned to ride for days without rest. He learned to track enemies across vast distances. He learned how rival tribes fought. Most importantly, he learned something many leaders never understand. People follow strength, but they remain loyal to trust. And trust was exactly what he began building. At first, he gathered only a handful of followers, a few loyal companions, a few friends who believed in him. Nothing more. No grand army, no mighty kingdom, just a small group struggling to survive together. To outsiders, they seemed insignificant. But history often begins with things that appear insignificant. A spark, a rumor, a dream, or a young warrior with nothing to lose. As his reputation slowly spread, more people began joining him. Not because they feared him, not yet, because they respected him. Unlike many tribal leaders, he rewarded loyalty. He shared victories. He remembered favors. And he treated talented followers as valuable allies rather than disposable servants. This was unusual. The steppe was filled with ambitious chiefs and rival clans. Power was often inherited. Status was often determined by birth. But the young warrior cared less about family names and more about ability. If a man proved useful, he was welcomed. If he proved loyal, he was rewarded. This simple idea attracted followers from every direction. His small band began growing, and with growth came danger. The more successful he became, the more enemies he created. Rival leaders watched carefully. Some mocked him, others ignored him. A few began to worry. They should have worried more. Because while they argued among themselves, the young warrior continued building something far more dangerous. Unity. The tribes of the steppe had spent generations fighting one another. Old grudges lasted decades. Blood feuds lasted even longer. Every tribe wanted power. Every chief wanted control. Nobody trusted anyone. The chaos seemed endless. Yet the young warrior saw something others did not. A divided people could survive. A united people could conquer. But before he could unite anyone, tragedy struck once again. Upon a fateful day, an enemy group initiated a horrific assault on him. They hijacked his loved one's wife, a devastating blow to most leaders. However, this young warrior turned the disaster into a rallying point, joining his allies and set out on a daring rescue mission to inspire and make the gods weep. The perilous journey led him across vast plains and night after night, relentlessly seeking his enemies. Eventually, they were cornered and battled in a frenzied, chaotic battle. His wife was rescued, and the people witnessed what he could achieve with a devoted band of allies. This transformed him into a legend, with tales of courage and leadership spread far and wide. His followers swelled, turning him into a formidable force. The rival chiefs could no longer ignore him as his influence grew, making his dream of unity a reality. Fueled by each battle, evolving strategically, and becoming more formidable, he left his rivals in disbelief. Soon, the endless tribal wars would come to an end, uniting the scattered peoples of the steppe. Under the skies of the endless horizon, an awakening Grand Council was convened to acknowledge this heroic leader, and his impact on the world, everlasting, for a man who transformed the steppe into a powerful force forever.